ladies and gentlemen, live from Caesars Palace in Las Vegas, Nevada, welcome to NIADA's Quality Dealer of the Year Awards. Brought to you by Autotrader.com, NADA Used Car Guide, and Northwood University. Here's your host for tonight, Michael York.
Welcome to the show. Caesars Palace, fabulous Las Vegas. We're back. Welcome to a night of inspiration and inspiring individuals. In a marketplace where we have no shortage of challenges, and in a society where sadly bad news seems to be all too normal, tonight we gather to celebrate achievement. At a time when leadership has never been more needed, we are discovering leaders and recognizing ordinary individuals who became extraordinary success stories, who were inspired and encouraged and challenged to simply become better. Now, most all of us here tonight could reflect back over our lives and careers and recall some individual that had an impact on us, made their mark on how we think or how we act today. One of those teachers for me was Jim Rohn, who once wrote, "If we are fortunate, we one day find that person who impacts our world in such a way that our life is never the same again. By chance or by design, we meet that someone who offers the support, the encouragement, and inspiration to become more than we ever thought possible." It is an extraordinary thing to have someone believe bigger for you than you can believe even for yourself. But that's exactly what coaches and teachers and captains of enterprise do. They challenge us and inspire us. The individuals you'll meet tonight have stories and backgrounds that are all tied together by their love for cars and for people, their love for God and country, and their appreciation for the generations that have paved the way for them to show up every day and do what they absolutely love to do. And most all of them will credit some person or persons for shaping and encouraging and inspiring them to become their best. So tonight, we celebrate those who pursue with a passion all that is great about this industry and the people who've made it great. Made it not only what it is today, but what it can become in the future. And in simply doing what they do, they inspire others toward their own pursuit of greatness. So this is their night. An appreciation for all they have become and for all they have contributed in inspiring the next generation of car stars who might just be watching them tonight. So prepare to be inspired. This is the 2012 National Quality Dealer Awards. It has been another amazing week here at Caesars Palace with all the educational sessions, the expo, getting to see old friends, making new friends, the food, the fun, the sun, taking a spin around the old roulette wheel. That's cool. Have you enjoyed your week here in Las Vegas? This year's convention marks the 66th anniversary of NIADA. 66 years of wrestling against all odds, colliding head-on with challenges and change, generations of dealers finding a way or making a way with new information and new ideas that ultimately led us right here, celebrating the rich history of this industry and all of those remarkable success stories, as well as all those stories that are yet to be written. That's why we're here. This evening also marks the 37th anniversary of another long-standing tradition, the annual award presented to the National Quality Dealer. Now, since it all began, the National Quality Dealer Award has come to stand for all that it means to be a dealer who is committed to learning and growing and meeting new challenges, with the foundation of their success being built on integrity, as well as a commitment to making their community and the marketplace better for everyone. This award honors dealer nominees representing their state associations from all across the country. And while each of our state nominees have succeeded at becoming a quality dealer and achieving this high honor regionally, only one nominee tonight can earn the title of National Quality Dealer of the Year. NIADA is proud to have 36 dealers who've received this award since its inception, and many of them are with us tonight. So would all of our previous recipients please stand? Could we give them a big round of applause for all of these dealers? The individuals who have been honored with this prestigious award have set a high bar indeed. As you will hear tonight, the achievements and honors and contributions and accolades from this year's collection of nominees is simply staggering. The overall level of competition is amazing. And what it takes to single out just one individual for this award seems to prove more and more challenging with each passing year. So this evening, NIADA is honored to have 21 dealers representing their state associations. They're ready. Our packed house here at Caesars Palace is ready. I hope all of you and our viewing audience across the World Wide Web are ready. We're live in Las Vegas, all-star lineup waiting in the wings, and tonight one individual will be named the National Quality Dealer of the Year. We're back right after these messages.
Coming up, comments from some very special guests. But first, a word from Autotrader.com and Mannheim.
Autotrader helps us with both new and used sales.
The biggest change I saw with Autotrader.com was the Alpha.
We are an advocate of premium listings.
Spotlights do a good job.
Trade-in marketplace. I actually thought it was a wonderful idea.
Now, the full power of Mannheim is available anywhere, anytime. The all-new Mannheim app. More upgrades, better features, easier than ever to use. Hit the auction lanes with VinScan and instantly access MMR for any vehicle, including AutoCheck, Carfax, and condition reports. Bid, buy, or make an offer right from your phone and watch as other dealers eat your dust. With the full Mannheim toolset at your fingertips, you can always find the vehicle you need no matter where you are. The power of Mannheim in the palm of your hand. Download it free for iPhone and Android today.
Welcome back to Las Vegas. I'm Michael York. This is the National Quality Dealer Awards. NIADA has been fortunate over the years to be associated with a prestigious university which co-developed NIADA's Certified Master Dealer Program, names our annual scholarship award winners, and also has the high honor of selecting the National Quality Dealer of the Year. From Northwood University, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Warren Malt.
Before I get started, I want to do a 2-minute commercial for my university. I am a paid spokesperson. Last night, President Chris Martin provided what I would call a near-perfect description of the philosophy and mission of Northwood. He spoke of the importance of entrepreneurs, the risk takers who create employment, who make life better for their employees, their community, and the country. He spoke of capitalism and that it is truly okay to make a profit. He spoke of honesty and integrity in business and about personal responsibility and the need for government to let markets function without undue regulation. He told the truth when he said it is the business person and the entrepreneur, the people in this room, who have and will continue to make America the greatest nation ever. We teach these things, and if you have a son or daughter or grandchild who wants to learn business, I invite you to take a hard look at Northwood University. That's my commercial. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor for me to represent the judges for the NIADA National Quality Dealer Award. For more than 20 years, Northwood University's 3 automotive marketing department chairs have served as the final judges in the selection for your top dealer of the year. I want to thank Mike Lynn again for the invitation to be here. On behalf of our judges and myself, I'd like to congratulate all of the State Quality Dealer Award recipients. You have distinguished yourselves through service to your customers, sound and ethical business practices, and service to your communities. Thanks for all you do for this great industry. As a State Quality Dealer Award recipient, you are eligible to be considered a candidate for the National Quality Dealer Award. Dealers for this award are judged in 3 categories, which include service to industry, outstanding dealer, and community service. Service to industry includes support for their respective state association, support of NIADA, demonstration of willingness to be helpful in performing association duties, display willingness to serve the used motor vehicle industry through helpful service to fellow dealers, and a willingness to attend their respective state and national conventions. Outstanding business operators must have a minimum of 5 years experience as a licensed independent dealer, have a sanction-free record with the state DMV, and have no unanswered complaints with the Better Business Bureau or Consumers Affairs Division of the state's Attorney General's office. The candidate's dealership operations should reflect pride of ownership and offer an attractive appearance of facility, grounds, and inventory. Candidates should also have an outstanding reputation of good customer relations. Candidates should be involved in the affairs of the community, have the respect of community leaders, and demonstrate substantial support and involvement. With more than 20 candidates to evaluate, you can understand the challenges that face our judges in making their final decision. One of their repeated comments is that arriving at the decision of the final candidate is truly difficult and time-consuming, but they put the effort in, and I think you will agree that our judges made a great decision again this year. I'll leave you with this. I know you'll agree with me that the State Quality Dealer Award recipients are all winners and represent the very best and finest of the independent automobile dealers in this country. Congratulations to our state winners and to the winner of the National Quality Dealer Award for 2012. Thank you.
Thank you, Warren. Tonight's ceremonies and awards are made possible through the assistance provided to us from several dedicated benefactors. These benefactors have supported NIADA in its endeavors for many years, and each of your National Quality Dealer nominees who sat with me for interviews this week here in Las Vegas, a clip of those interviews will be shown tonight as I introduce each candidate. However, before we get into our list of nominees, I will now introduce one of those benefactors who will be assisting me with tonight's awards. From NADA Used Car Guide, Vice President, Chief Operating Officer, Mr. Mike Stanton.
Thank you, and thank you, Michael. It's great to be here with all of you again tonight. NADA places tremendous value in our relationship with independent dealers, with your association, and this awesome event. I can give you an update from the new car front because I just got here to your convention after spending 3 days with new car dealers. And if you read the papers, you would think everything was good. Profitability is back to where maybe it should be. But I'll tell you, this may reinforce some of the decisions that all of you have made. There is a heat at the level that I have never seen that new car dealers have with the OEMs right now. And Warren talked about entrepreneurship. Between some of the vendors that have been some very good, some have really put new car dealers and maybe some used car dealers in a box, with the regulators and the legislators, and most really kind of pointedly with the OEMs right now. We heard a lot about facility pressures and the two-tiered pricing and stair-step incentives. So things aren't as good as they appear, I think, in our industry, especially on the new car side. And I think you'll be seeing a more kind of, I guess, proactive voice for NADA to represent its members. Some of the things we can work on together, you don't have those problems, thankfully, but we're going to work with Mike and his team, continued on the legislative and regulatory arena. And if you think about our combined force, something I think we can all be proud of, you know, independent and franchise dealers are a driving economic force in our country. Together, our both associations' members employ well over 1 million people. We account for around 20% of the country's sales tax revenue. And just think about the economic impact of a single dealer, including payroll, expenses to suppliers and independent contractors, health benefits, and of course taxes, payroll, sales, property, and income taxes. Now think about the economic opportunity you create in your community, much more so than just sponsoring the Little League teams, which are also important. How many of your employees are able to make a good living? How many are homeowners? How many are able to send their kids to college? Take pride, please take pride in what you do, because dealers do more good and create more economic opportunity in more communities than any other business model in America. Every one of you out there have great stories to tell as dealers, and we'll hear some of the best tonight from our National Quality Dealer Award finalists. Thanks again for having us as a sponsor. You know, this is the one line item in our marketing budget that we don't even have to blink an eye. We really appreciate the relationship. It's very important to us, and congratulations once again to all Quality Dealer Award finalists. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. We are live from the magnificent Caesars Palace in Las Vegas, where all our nominees for the much-coveted prize of National Quality Dealer of the Year have been getting the royal treatment this week. You'll get the chance to meet all of them very soon. Stay right there. We're coming back after these messages.
Coming up, we'll hear from the president of Autotrader.com. But first, a word from NADA Used Car Guide.
The NADA VIN scanner gives immediate fingertip access to NADA Appraisal Pro's 6 industry-leading sources: NADA Used Car Guide, Auto Trader, JD Power, Manheim, vAuto, and AutoCheck's vehicle history reports.
With Appraisal Pro, where you can go out and you can go right to the car, get the information directly off the car, you're not misinterpreting what model you have.
The days of putting your finger on the wrong line are over.
The old days where you had to run out with a book. Am I reading this correctly? Then all of a sudden you realize, oh no, I slipped by one line and there was $3,000 difference in value. You don't have those mistakes anymore.
It's improved our appraising abilities. Scan that, bring it up. As you can see, what we do is...
And the Vehicle Appraisal Offer Worksheet validates your offer for the customer's car or truck.
It's a professional-looking document. You can bring it up with confidence as a third-party provider. It's amazing, the customer's acceptance to it.
To learn more, visit www.nada.com/appraisal.
Welcome back to Las Vegas. Representing another of NIADA's longtime benefactors and also assisting with tonight's awards, the president of Autotrader.com, Mr. Chip Perry.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Las Vegas. And on behalf of the more than 2,000 employees of Autotrader.com, I can't say how proud we are and excited to be part of this event to honor truly the best dealers in America. The dealers honored tonight are stalwart citizens in their local communities, great business people, have wonderful customer relationships, and I think we will be truly awed by their stories. And in keeping with our tradition, what we're going to be providing to all the winners, not only plaques, but something of true commercial value, free advertising on autotrader.com. Last year, all the award winners received in their local markets liner ads on all the search results pages, that's where people find cars, in your local towns, with a link saying, congratulations, Mr. Dealer, Miss Dealer, for being the quality dealer of the state or the country. These liner ads were seen 33 million times. They generated 25,000 website visits. And with our traffic up this year between 5 and 10%, I think those ads are going to do even better for this year's winners. So congratulations, and we're looking forward to providing that. But beyond that tonight, I want to share with you also how excited we are to be able to say that there are 8,123 independent dealer customers that we have the opportunity to serve, many of you in this room. We are passionate about helping you take advantages of technology and the transparency that's available to you today, and attract customers into your store. We have more than 1,000 salespeople, and they're out there helping you try to win in your local markets. And lastly, I wanted to provide a business or marketing tip for you to take home, and that is that in this day and age, people don't tend to shop dealership by dealership anymore physically. They're shopping from home, they're in their car, they're at the office, they're on their cell phone, and the precursor to a showroom visit is someone finding your car on your website or on cars.com or on autotrader.com. So then having a good gauge and a good understanding of how many times your cars are being seen on your website and on those third parties is really key. And you can actually judge how you're performing compared to other dealerships by asking the third parties how you're doing. So what I suggest you do is ask any one of our reps who's serving you in your local markets this question: how am I doing compared to other dealers that are performing better than I am? And how do you know? And I think what you'll find is a whole huge amount of information and a fount of useful insight. That's my marketing tip of the evening. And I think even the quality dealers of the year, who are obviously on the top of their games, might be able to take advantage of that. And if any of you have any questions or comments about anything we provide, my cell phone is 404-277-1945. That's going on national television. And I'm personally here, and all my colleagues at that table are here to help you any way we can. Thank you for your support. Without you, we wouldn't be here, and your success is completely what we want and what we try to drive, because our success depends on yours. Thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you, Chip. Just ahead, I'll be making the formal introductions, presenting to all of you the State Quality Dealers of the Year, and before the night's over, you'll witness one of them making history. It's all coming up right after this.
We will begin with our dealer nominees when we return. This portion sponsored by Auto Portfolio Services.
With offices in Colorado and Indiana, Auto Portfolio Services specializes in customizable and technologically advanced auto loan servicing solutions. We offer clients the ability to segment our services on an a la carte basis and emphasize the collaboration with our partners to customize programs to fit their individual needs. Whether you currently manage a large portfolio, need assistance managing portfolio growth, are experiencing an increase in delinquencies, or are a newer entity looking to add expertise and the benefits of scale to your startup organization, our solutions enable you to shed the many fixed costs and expenses of loan servicing operations.
Welcome back. I'm Michael York, and again, I have the honor of mastering the ceremonies here at the annual Big Show in Las Vegas. It's my 9th consecutive year. I mean, that's like 9 in a row. So our executive producer must really like me. Okay. That was my moment there. Let's get back to the real reason why we're here. The dealer chosen tonight will represent NIADA as the National Quality Dealer for 2012 and will continue to represent this association as a quality dealer for the duration of his or her career. So, if I could ask Mike and Chip to join me down front. To all our nominees tonight, when I call your state and your name, please remain seated. You can watch yourself up on the big house screens here. After your video clip is shown, make your way down the big sweeping aisle to the front of this massive showplace to thunderous applause, and we'll present you with your award. Pictures will be involved, I'm sure, all for your outstanding achievement. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to present to you this year's all-star lineup of state quality dealers and your nominees for the 2012 National Quality Dealer of the Year. From the great state of Alabama, Mark Crump. At age 11, Mark's first job at the dealership was to walk 4 blocks to the courthouse to get tags for his dad's customers. Mark's dad, Ernest, opened the family-owned business in 1948 and has resided at the same location in Jasper, Alabama for the past 64 years. He says, "I don't think of myself as a car salesman. I'm a transportation consultant." Customer satisfaction is his #1 goal. He began selling full-time during college and remembers his first sale vividly. In his own words, the man had been working all day. He was nasty. He smelled bad. I had to get a blanket for him to sit on during the test drive. But then he came back into the dealership and paid cash for the car. So I learned right then at age 20, don't prejudge anyone. Mark's a big supporter of his community, the Hope Center, the Chamber of Commerce, the Area Community Foundation, Boy Scouts, Senior Citizen Center, and the United Way. And he's been involved in youth ministry for the past 27 years. Ernest Crump Motor Company has been a member of the association since 1981. Mark has held many offices within his state association, from various committees to being president and board chairman. Congratulations, Mark Crump, Alabama's state quality dealer.
Yeah, my dad opened our dealership 64 years ago, and we come to conventions and we learn. When you think you know it all, I guarantee you don't.
From Arizona, Robert Schuster. 1995 was a very good year, especially in Glendale, Arizona. That was the year that Bobby opened Great Cars and Trucks. He also started his own finance company, B&M Acceptance Corporation. Over the years, Bobby's bought and sold cars, boats, motorcycles, RVs, and an ultralight airplane. One of the scarier test drives for Bobby, I'm just guessing. One customer said, "Great Cars and Trucks is so reliable. Between the family, we've bought 15 cars from them over the years." Now, like everyone, Great Cars and Trucks made some adjustments during the economic downturn. Their buy here, pay here sales have recently tripled, and Bobby takes pride in the fact that no employees were laid off during that recession. A member of the Arizona IADA since beginning his business, Bobby always finds time to give back to his community, from donations to local police departments to sponsoring Little League, football, theater, and the Phoenix Children's Chorus. He also raised money for a local school teacher and a police officer's son who needed a transplant. Congratulations, Bobby Schuster, Arizona's state quality dealer.
you know, it's basically a jury of your peers, and if they think you did it the right way, and I've been around 28 years, then that's a real big feather in a guy's cap that other, you know, your peers and other people respect you and think you did the right thing, the right way.
From the state of California, Ray Gluarte. Ray's career in auto sales got off to an interesting start. In 1968, while still living and working in his native city of Mexicali, Mexico, his boss convinced him to go into auto sales rather than selling tires and batteries. But here's where it gets interesting. Visiting the home of his first customer and finding a family reunion in progress, he told his customer he'd return later. However, the customer insisted that Ray come on in anyway and enjoy a shot of tequila before conducting business. Ray initially resisted, but finally gave in, as that was the only way the customer would discuss the car. But after telling his customer the price, his life of the party yelled to his wife, "Get my gun, I'm going to shoot this guy." Thus, another successful auto sales career had begun. Ray opened Gluarte's Autos in Mexicali in 1975, moved to California in 1983, and opened Gluarte's Autos in Santa Cruz. He later moved the dealership to El Centro in 1987, where it remains today. Ray's always been involved in dealer associations. Even before leaving Mexico, he was president of the AVACU, Association of Automobile Dealers in Mexicali. He is a 29-year member of the Independent Automobile Dealers Association of California, was a founder of the Imperial Valley Auto Dealers Association and its president from 1995 to 2000. Giving back has always been important to Ray, with many contributions to various charities and fundraisers, from the Desert Cruisers Car Club and their involvement with the American Cancer Society to Relay for Life and the Salvation Army. Ray was presented his State Quality Dealer of the Year award by U.S. Congressman Tom McClintock during California State Convention in October. Congratulations, Ray Gluarte, California State Quality Dealer.
It's a Mexican guy and a Polish guy, you know, and they work together and they make a good team, you know. And I learning, you know, every time I speak with another dealers, you know, it's kind of learning all the time. And here in the convention, it's real friendly, you know. I'm glad to belong to the IDAC and part of NIAD, and I feel real good to belong. It's an honor for me to belong to those associations.
From the Carolinas, Kimberly Bradshaw. Kim started as the receptionist at a Burlington, North Carolina dealership in 1995, and within just a few short years, became the dealer. The original owner had asked her to help him get his business started. From those early days, the business continued to grow, now including a 7-bay service center complete with its own waiting area. Her husband, Mickey, joined the dealership in 2000. After the original owner passed away in 2007, Kim took on some new partners and changed the business name to First Nations Auto Sales. Kim says, "We've been fortunate to grow our business during a tough economy. I attribute that to great customer service and word of mouth. Our customers are the best form of advertising that we have. First Nations Auto Sales is also very active in the community, sponsoring children's baseball, softball, and soccer. They provide assistance to needy families during the holidays and donate to the local food bank and homeless shelter throughout the year. a member of the Chamber of Commerce. They were awarded Best Independent Dealer in Alamance County 2 years in a row. Congratulations, Kim Bradshaw, the Carolinas State Quality Dealer.
We help a lot of youth ball teams. We help with the Red Cross. We, like I said, are a member of the Chamber of Commerce. We make donations to hospice because all those things are important, and we never know when we may need them someday.
We are live in fabulous Las Vegas where they're leaving the lights on all night long. Dad would be so upset about that. We're coming back right after these messages.
We return to the 2012 National Quality Dealer Awards after this word from Kelley Blue Book. Being an independent auto dealer means every dollar counts. Your money is made up front by getting into cars at the right time for the right number. With you in mind, Kelley Blue Book has created Quick Values, a self-service website providing instant access to KBB's new car prices and used car values. Quick Values updates weekly based on transactions from your specific area, giving you reliable and current KBB values. And our pay-as-you-go pricing structure gives you easy access to all KBB condition-based values for buying, trading, selling, or lending. Create an account, purchase usage-based credits, and gain access to the values you need. Our three-step process makes it simple. Enter the vehicle info, or VIN, and immediately get the values, including auction, trade-in, retail, and lending. Don't lose another deal because you're using outdated values. Just go to quickvalues.com to be on the money every time. quickvalues.com.
Welcome back to Caesar's Palace as we continue with our list of nominees. Next up, from the state of Colorado, Lee Yoder. Lee began his automotive career in 1961 with a small gas station and garage. Started selling Fords in Denver in 1970 and became dealer principal of a GM store in Greeley in 1982. He then handed off the GM store to his son in 2000 as he opened up Herbie's Auto Sales, all spanning a 51-year career. 51 years, still going strong. You can find Herbie's Auto Sales mascots running all over Greeley, Colorado. The dealership has a fleet of orange Herbie's Beetles with racing stripes that travel around town helping brand the dealership. At his Buy Here, Pay Here operation, his objective is to assist in the transformation of people's lives through improved credit and affordable transportation. Lee doesn't spend all of his time selling cars. He always finds time to support his community and assist those in need. In 2011, he and his wife, Colleen, were named Humanitarians of the Year by the United Way. Prior to that, in 2010, the Boy Scouts of America honored them with a similar award. In 2008, the Yoder started Herbie's Homes, utilizing the same concept as the dealership, assisting people with home ownership. They also started the nonprofit organization Community Hope, which partners with groups working with people in need. Congratulations, Lee Yoder, Colorado's state quality dealer.
Be a servant leader kind of thing. It really helps in this business to care, actually care, and love the customer. First, you got to do that to your employees. Then you can do it to your customers.
From Florida, Michelle Grodens. Let's talk about falling in love. I mean, the kind of love where a young woman just out of college will trade a Firebird convertible for a used car business. Classic tale. She must have been bit hard by that old love bug, right? But that's exactly what happened with Michelle when her grandmother had given her $10,000 to buy a car. She had joined some friends at the local auto auction in pursuit of her dream car when she encountered the excitement and electricity of those auction lanes. And the rest is history. She put Grandma's money with her savings and opened up Economy Motors in Live Oak, Florida in 1993. Michelle's customers come from all walks of life. They range from hourly chicken plant processors to retirees. Regardless of their situation or the size of their wallet, Michelle's always there to match them up with the right vehicle and the best financing possible. She works with local credit unions and banks, but also maintains a healthy buy here, pay here opportunity for those whose credit is less than perfect. While Economy Motors takes most of her time, Michelle still finds time to enjoy her favorite sport, snow skiing. And as an avid animal lover, she helps rescue abandoned puppies for the local Adoption, Rescue, and Education organization. Congratulations, Michelle Grodens, Florida State Quality Dealer.
My grandmother had loaned me some money to buy a car, and some family friends took me to the auction in Ocoee, and I was going to purchase a Firebird convertible. And while we were there, I just walking around the lanes and so forth, I thought, I could do this. And so I did not buy the car that day. There weren't any, and I didn't buy any automobile. I took the money that she loaned me and a little bit that I had saved up and started a lot in a small town.
From the state of Idaho, Robert Peterson. Now, Bobby's been a car guy since he was about 8 years old and pulled weeds at his dad's Dodge dealership. When Dad opened Fairly Reliable Bob's, I mean, that is one of the all-time great names of car dealerships. I mean, Fairly Reliable Bob's? In Boise, Idaho, Bobby was just 13. But he worked every day after school and on Saturday cleaning and buffing those cars. And when he was 17, he was selling them at Fairly Reliable Bob's. After a bit of college and a missions trip, it was 1986, and he became general manager, has been running the dealership ever since. Fairly Reliable Bob's takes pride in their business and their place in the community. The Idaho Transportation Department has commended the dealership for its good business practices, community involvement, and excellent employees. Their rating with the local Better Business Bureau is A+. It's no wonder they're called reliable. 6 of their employees have been there over 20 years and 5 more than 15 years. 1 mechanic retired after 33 years with the company. Customers depend on that fairly reliable consistency. As one woman stated, buying a car there ranks as one of the best automobile dealer transactions I've ever had, and I bought many cars. Bobby cares about his community and supports fundraisers and events year-round, including serving as president of the Valley Corvettes Club that has helped to raise nearly $1 million for children's charities in Idaho. He's been a Boy Scout leader for over 18 years, and one of his favorite activities is cooking. Congratulations, Bobby Peterson, Idaho's state quality dealer.
I guess I'd like to talk about, our philosophy of business, which is service. And I'm not talking about, doing a good job with your customer. I'm talking about serving your customer where you solve their transportation problem, and serving your employees where you can offer them good compensation, you can offer them security in tough times, serve the community, where you're out there and doing things to help the community that not necessarily equate at that moment to business, but you're out there doing what needs to be done and taking care of people and service. It all comes down to service and last, serving your family.
From the state of Illinois, Jeanette Peak. Jeanette is unable to be with us tonight, but I'll read a short bio for you. Jeanette has owned PJP Autos in Springfield, Illinois, with her husband Paul since 2005. They started with 5 cars, but in 2006, a tornado destroyed the building. They rebuilt, only to see it destroyed by fire in 2010. But neither wind nor rain nor fire could stop them. PJP is back, bigger, better than ever, in a 2-story building with 200 cars. When asked how they managed to recover twice, they'll tell you they're grateful for their wonderful staff who never gave up hope, grateful to the community for its endless support, most of all, thankful to God for with Him anything is possible. Their customers keep coming back and sending others. PJP cares about their customers and their community. They've instituted $5 Fridays to generate funds for local charities. Every Friday, employees donate $5 to the charity fund. And at the end of the month, each employee puts the name of his or her favorite charity in a hat, and the charity that's drawn wins the pot for that month. They've contributed to the American Red Cross, Make-A-Wish Foundation, the Ronald McDonald House, Boys and Girls Club, the Parent Place, and Asbury's Children's Supper Hour, to name just a few. Congratulations, Jeanette Peak, Illinois State Quality Dealer. From the state of Indiana, Michael Shaver. Mike's one of those dealers who has the car business in his blood. It all started in 1913 when his grandfather opened the E.L. Shaver Company and gave customers 1 year to pay. He even has 2 brothers who've carried on the tradition with dealerships of their own. He opened Shaver Preferred Motors in Maryville, Indiana in 1994 and then added a 7-bay AC Delco certified regional repair center in 1998. Their logo is a smiley face at Shaver's. That's because Mike and his employees want every customer to leave with a smile. Most of them do, and many return to smile some more. One mom wrote that they bought all 3 of their kids' college cars at Shaver's, and all 3 graduated with honors, the kids and the cars. Mike's smile is known throughout his community, too. He's active in the local Chamber of Commerce, counsels troubled youth, keeping them off the streets, out of dangerous home situations, and into environments that give them hope. He and his family are faithful Little League supporters and contributors to Phase Light, a cancer patient treatment comfort center in Northwest Indiana and Chicago. Congratulations, Michael Shaver, Indiana's state quality dealer.
Well, back in 1913, he and his 4 brothers, they were farmers. And they wound up purchasing an automobile and resold it. And they made more money on that car than they did all the farming, so he thought, well, this ought to be pretty good. So all 4 of them got in the automobile business.
From the state of Massachusetts, Juan Carlos Mendez. Juan was born in El Salvador and immigrated to the U.S. at age 19. He immediately went to work at Bernardi Honda in the auto detailing department, where he not only perfected his English speaking skills, but began learning the automotive business. So by 2001, he had opened his own shop, JC Auto Detailing, and did business with most of the franchise dealers in town. While his business prospered, he still wanted more. And in 2003, he opened JC Auto Sales in Ashland, Mississippi. Juan treats his employees like family and doesn't judge his credit-challenged customers. When they enter the dealership, they're treated with respect, and regardless of their circumstances, he tries to get them financed and into the car of their choice. Juan and his wife have 3 children and are active in many church functions. He's currently the church's budget administrator, but still has time to coach soccer teams. Congratulations, Juan Carlos Mendez, Massachusetts State Quality Dealer.
I came here, I believe, back in 06, for the Buy Here, Pay Here seminar, and I go to all the NIADA meetings. We have the annual meetings. So I love joining, all these, associations and all kinds of, that have to do with the business. I really love it, and I think it's very, very important for any, any person in the car business to learn more. You know what I mean? If you think you know it all, you're wrong.
From Las Vegas at the legendary Caesars Palace. We're using the good dishes, real silverware, people wearing the best clothes. Wish you were here. Stay put. We're right back after this important message.
More nominees coming up. But first, a word from our sponsor, AFC. This portion of tonight's National Quality Dealer Awards is brought to you by AFC, the preferred floor plan provider to more than 10,000 independent dealers across North America, and the only finance company recognized by NIADA as a national member benefit partner. Celebrating 25 years, AFC is part of a family of businesses owned by Car Auction Services, a $2.2 billion publicly traded company. AFC's floor plan solutions help drive sales by providing the financing needed to stock more inventory and sell more cars. Organized around you, our 100-plus local branch offices are staffed with tenured industry veterans who know your market. In the lanes, at the lot, and online, our service will floor you. Call, click, or come by one of our locations to learn more. Let AFC help grow your business.
Welcome back to the 2012 National Quality Dealer Awards. I'm Michael York, and we're at the NIADA Big Show. Let's continue with our next nominee from the state of Montana, Mr. Thomas Bleskin. Tom grew up around cars and trucks. His father owned Pete's Auto Sales in Great Falls, Montana for over 50 years. So, when he saw the comment that one of his customers wrote on the bottom of the satisfaction survey, he'd finally made it. It simply said, it's hard to deal with most car salesmen, but Bleskin didn't seem so obnoxious. That's the kind of high praise that makes Dad proud, right? No wonder 60% of Tom's business is repeat business. While the dealership was established in 1997, it grew rapidly, moved to a larger location in 2002. As a result of continued success, a major remodeling project in 2011 has made it even bigger. When asked their philosophy, Tom said, to find a quality car at a fair price so we keep our customers coming back. And judging by the number of not so obnoxious testimonials customers share, they not only come back, but they encourage family and friends to do the same. Shop at Bleskin's before they buy. Tom is as good to his employees as he is to his customers. sharing that generosity in whatever he does. Coaching teams for the Boys and Girls Club, Salvation Army, local Little League, as well as helping raise funds for local charities who serve the economically disadvantaged. Congratulations, Thomas Bleskin, Montana's state quality dealer.
My dad has owned Pete's Auto Sales in Great Falls, Montana, the same city I am, for over 51 years, and is still doing business to this day. I mean, he's 72 years old. They have almost 500 cars in inventory, and he's still the main ramrod of the whole thing.
From the state of Nebraska, Bradley Quackenbush. Brad had been managing Kirshner's Auto for his father-in-law since 1995. So when he had the chance to buy the successful Broken Bow dealership in 2009, he didn't hesitate. He changed the name to Q Family Auto. Seems like a good name since it's all about families run by a family for families. According to Brad's daughter, he's the model of an ideal businessman. He has family values. He's honest, hardworking, sells cars at affordable prices, and backs every purchase. One customer wrote praising these ethics. He fixed her car although the warranty had lapsed. She wrote, "What a pleasure to do business with an honest businessman in today's world." The dealership is literally a family business. Employees consist of Brad, his wife Darla, when she's not working at the local hospital, and their 4 children who help out when they can. Their ages range from 11 to 22. But Brad still has time to give to the community. He's active in the United Methodist Church, coaches softball, and is president of the city council, working with other community leaders to develop and improve their city. Congratulations, Bradley Quackenbush, Nebraska's state quality dealer.
We fell on some hard times, and I was asked to serve on the city council, to run for city council and try and get some things going. And with the administration that came in, we changed some things up, and we got busy, did a lot of work with the state, and I feel like we got things going in the right direction. And I've been serving with the community in one capacity or another since then.
From New England, R.J. Foley Jr. R.J. is unable to be with us tonight, but I'll read a bit from his bio. Now, while most of us would frown on curbstoning if R.J. had not put a car on his parents' front lawn and made a $350 profit all those years ago, probably wouldn't be selling cars today. He had always loved high-end cars and knew he could make a little money with just a little bit of luck and a lot of help from his brother. So in 1984, his brother loaned him $20,000 to open Foley Motorsports in Shrewsbury. That love, luck, and knack for the business resulted in RJ showing his highest gross in sales last year. Foley Motorsports believes in taking care of the customer before and after the sale. The employees work to make buying a car an enjoyable experience, one that's a win-win for both the dealership and the customer. One happy customer wrote, thanking them for working a deal that made everybody happy, even if it meant trading 3 vehicles for 2 others. That kind of support spills over into the community. RJ coaches youth hockey teams and is the sole sponsor of the boys' club's Give Kids a Fighting Chance. RJ likes to give everybody a chance. Congratulations, RJ Foley Jr., New England State Quality Dealer. From New York, Michael Lesney. Michael is also unable to be with us tonight, but here's a bit about him. If you look at a vacant piece of family-owned property on a busy strip of highway and imagine a used car lot, some would say you have vision, but Michael just calls it a no-brainer. After all, his dad was just using the back of the property to park his company cement trucks, and looked like a perfect place for a college student to park a few cars to earn extra money. Of course, Michael got a dealer's license, he finished college, built Alpine Motors into a business that maintains a 100-car inventory in Wantagh, New York. It's been voted the #1 used car dealership on Long Island for the past 4 years. Maybe that's because he believes that you should never sell anything you wouldn't drive yourself. Michael and his wife Stacy have 2 children. They support the local Little League baseball teams, and Michael is an active member of the city's Chamber of Commerce. Congratulations to Michael Lesney, New York's state quality dealer. Well, the suspense is building, and soon you'll know the National Quality Dealer of the Year for 2012. But now, a quick word from our sponsors. We're back right after this.
We will continue with the 2012 National Quality Dealer Awards when we return.
Our traffic has doubled, almost tripled.
My business has grown 50%.
41% overall. Our numbers have skyrocketed.
The Autotrader.com tool is a big equalizer.
AutoTrader, you guys are stealing the show.
Now, the full power of Mannheim is available anywhere, anytime. The all-new Mannheim app. More upgrades, better features, easier than ever to use. Hit the auction lanes with VinScan and instantly access MMR for any vehicle, including AutoCheck, Carfax, and condition reports. Bid, buy, or make an offer right from your phone and watch as other dealers eat your dust. With the full Mannheim toolset at your fingertips, you can always find the vehicle you need no matter where you are. The power of Mannheim in the palm of your hand. Download it free for iPhone and Android today.
Welcome back. I'm Michael York, and we're coming to you live from convention headquarters in Las Vegas for our worldwide broadcast of the 2012 National Quality Dealer Awards. So let's continue with our nominee from Ohio, Michael DeAndrea. Mike opened Miracle Motor Mart in Columbus, Ohio in 1989. A former college football player, he learned about teamwork early on and now employs 46 people between his 2 locations in Central Ohio. That teamwork has paid off in happy customers. One very happy customer stated, having been a teacher for over 30 years, no matter who I speak to there at Miracle Motor Mart, I feel valued as a person and as an educator. That's why I've purchased 5 vehicles from them over the years. An employee said, I've worked for Mike for about 10 years now. When I think of Miracle Motor Mart, the first thing that comes to mind is honesty. I've never seen Mike when he wasn't in a great mood, and that carries over to all the employees. Mike has always given back to his community, from faith-based outreach services on college campuses, summer camps for kids, to assisting high school students on an annual trip providing food, clothing, toys, medical supplies, and prayer to over 700 families during the Christmas season in Cranks Creek, Kentucky. Congratulations, Michael DeAndrea, Ohio's state quality dealer.
I think that there's a lot of destabilization going on in the inner city. I was blessed with parents who were there for me. A lot of these young people don't have that. And I think we have to go out as we have gifts to share what we've been given with those who have less.
From Oklahoma, Daniel Durr. Daniel is not able to be here tonight, but here's a little information about Dan. He was lucky enough to find the two loves of his life early on, his wife, Rosemary, and luxury import cars. Dan and Rosemary have been married for 37 years, and he's operated Thoroughbred Motors for almost as long. Selling cars was just natural for Dan. He grew up around the car business, hung around his dad's dealership. At age 7, he could have been called a tiny tot porter. At the age of 28, he risked $10,000 and started his own dealership, and that investment has served him well. The sale of a car is just the beginning of his customer-dealer relationship. According to Dan's customers, he's in it for the long haul, giving continued service and support long after a vehicle is purchased. Dan also serves his community, particularly through his church, Christ the King Catholic Church. He served on the parish councilor as well as Eucharistic minister. As his banker states, he's a true testament to his honesty, integrity, and professionalism both in the office and out. Congratulations, Daniel Durr, Oklahoma's state quality dealer. From the state of Oregon, Tommy Wilson. Tommy came to the independent automotive industry by way of the vehicle leasing business. It all started in Portland, Oregon in 1975 at a Chrysler Plymouth dealership where he leased 96 cars in 3 months. He owned several successful leasing companies along the way, but in June of 1995, he opened Tommy Wilson Motor Company, and he's been selling cars ever since. Tommy's philosophy is get it right the first time. And obviously, he has. He has great return customer business from family and friend referrals. While he has various interests that center around his community, he especially enjoys promoting brass music and music education through the Portland Brass Society. He plays in the Bridge City Brass Quintet and the Sunnyside Brass Choir, which features sacred music for church services and special events. Tommy served as a combat medic during the Vietnam War and continues to support the military by participating in the Oregon chapter of Operation Homefront. He served on the Oregon Dealer Advisory Council, which determines regulations governing dealers in the state. Congratulations, Tommy Wilson, Oregon State Quality Dealer.
Dealer education is important because you never have enough information, really. And that's one of the reasons I believe in the conventions and our own state conventions, is because every time I go there, I learn something new that I didn't know before.
We are live at Caesars Palace in fabulous Las Vegas for the 66th annual NIADA Quality Dealer of the Year Awards. We're coming back right after this message.
More nominees to come. We'll return after this word from Experian and Sirius XM Radio.
I see you're still on the fence.
Yeah, I just can't decide.
Come on, Dad. My arms are getting tired.
Yeah, Dad, just pick one.
Well, they both look good, but how do I know for sure?
Here, maybe this will help.
What's that?
It's an AutoCheck vehicle history report. It provides the information you need to understand, compare, and select the right vehicle for you.
Thanks. I've made our decision.
Take the unknown out of buying pre-owned.
It's hard to call it radio when it's this out of the box.
Listen to that! Man, you know just what to say.
You might be a redneck.
Fox News alert on several dramatic new developments.
Frank Sinatra.
You're a delightful audience. Let's go to Margaritaville, to the 10, to the 5, touchdown!
This is Sirius XM. NIADA dealers give your customers a free trial. Visit SiriusXM.com/NIADA.
Welcome back. Let's continue with your next National Quality Dealer nominee from the state of Pennsylvania, Andrew Gabler. Now, Andy's known for taking engines apart, but obviously he also knows how to put a successful business together. He opened his first garage right after graduating from high school, where he learned automotive and diesel mechanics. But after a few years, he went to work for a new car dealership selling cars. Wasn't long, though, before he was moved to the business office to run the special finance department. Finding success there, he was hired by another franchise dealer to operate their special finance and used car departments. So after a couple of years, he went to work for an even larger dealership, putting in 70 hours a week and driving an hour to and from work every day. After stepping back and assessing the situation, Andy simply decided if he's going to work that hard, he might as well work for himself. So he opened up Lakeside Auto in Erie, Pennsylvania in 2000, and the rest, as we say, is history. His business philosophy is you always take care of the customer first. It served him well, and his business has grown steadily. He opened his second location this past February and manages both with, as he says, the help of my family and wonderful staff. His customers sing his praises. One said he's not only an asset to the profession, but an asset to the entire community in Erie through his charitable work to those in need. Those efforts include coaching, building with Habitat for Humanity, contributing to the United Way, Toys for Tots, and various school sports and activities. Congratulations, Andy Gabler, Pennsylvania's state quality dealer.
Coming to NIADA, I'll tell you what, I have learned more from other dealers and what's going on around the country than I ever could at a local level or talking to my dealer that's right down the street. It's amazing. I mean, it's taken my business to a whole other level, meeting people from all over the place, just sharing ideas. It's good stuff, it really is.
From the state of Texas, Greg Zack. Greg began working and supporting himself as a teenage student with a bank in Houston, Texas. He quickly proved himself as responsible, trustworthy, and definitely a hard worker. That hard work paid off, and he was named Senior Credit Review Officer at the bank. He worked his way through various departments and later filled a number of roles at finance-related companies. One of his most interesting projects was developing and installing a debit card system for a bank in Siberia. The point-of-sale terminals for the merchants in a town of 150,000 people became the first debit card system put into place in Russia. His wide range of experience prepared him well for the buy here, pay here world of the independent dealer. After several starts in automotive finance, which resulted in an exceptionally large amount of debt, he, as his father-in-law puts it, built Dixon Motors into what it is today. A very successful, stable, profitable, highly respected Houston dealership. Greg shares his faith and believes in reaching out to help others. The dealership is currently distributing a booklet to their customers for anyone interested in compulsive addictions titled Journey to Recover. Congratulations, Greg Zack, Texas State Quality Dealer.
Our industry will gain much more credibility with regulators and all those various enforcement people that come and have oversight over us and tend to knock on our door from day to day, want to ask us about this or that or whatever. So, you know, I couldn't stress it enough to new dealers come in, or I don't care if you've been in the business 50 years, you need to avail yourself to education just to stay up with what's going on, because it is ever-changing.
We're racing toward the breathtaking conclusion of our very own reality show here, the 2012 National Quality Dealer of the Year Awards coming up. Stay right there. We're coming right back.
Just 2 nominees left when we return. Right after this from Kelley Blue Book. Being an independent auto dealer means every dollar counts. Your money is made up front by getting into cars at the right time for the right number. With you in mind, Kelley Blue Book has created Quick Values, a self-service website providing instant access to KBB's new car prices and used car values. Quick Values updates weekly based on transactions from your specific area, giving you reliable and current KBB values. And our pay-as-you-go pricing structure gives you easy access to all KBB condition-based values for buying, trading, selling, or lending. Create an account, purchase usage-based credits, and gain access to the values you need. Our 3-step process makes it simple. Enter the vehicle info, or VIN, and immediately get the values, including auction, trade-in, retail, and lending. Don't lose another deal because you're using outdated values. Just go to quickvalues.com to be on the money every time. quickvalues.com.
We're back, Caesars Palace, Las Vegas, all-star lineup, best of the best. And up next, from Utah, Clint Martin. Clint was just 18 when he was bitten by the car-selling bug. He had just graduated from high school and was looking for a job, and his parents were just no help. "You're too young," they said, when he mentioned a newspaper ad for a used car salesman. So, after carefully considering his parents' advice, he applied for the job anyway. And he got it. In 1998, he opened his own dealership with $11,000 on a couple of credit cards. 4K Cars in Orem, Utah has now grown into 4 locations with a simple business philosophy: just be honest. His customers attested it. He follows that philosophy. And to help you find the vehicle you want or just fix the one that needs repairs, even years after the sale. Clint and his wife have 4 children. They're active in their local church where Clint teaches a Sunday school class for teenagers. They support local fundraisers and even provide an exotic car for the high school sweetheart ball. Congratulations, Clint Martin, Utah's state quality dealer.
One evening I was sitting on my parents' bed reading the classified ads, and there was an ad that said, "Used car salesman wanted." And I asked my parents, I'm like, "Do you think that they would give me that job?" And they're like, "No, you're too young." So being who I am, the next day I went out and got the job. So I was 18 years old, I was still a senior, I hadn't even graduated yet, so I was kind of like sloughing class and selling cars, and have done it my whole working life since then.
From the state of Virginia, Billy Mullins. If there is a car business gene, it definitely runs in this family. Billy's dad spent his working career as the service manager for the local Chevrolet dealership, and one of Billy's sons runs Barefoot Motors in the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Billy tried to ignore his heritage and work as a bank cashier and a loan officer, but he just loved cars more than money. Well, maybe he loved both, making money with cars more than counting money for the bank. And in 1977, he bought an office trailer with the bonus he earned at the bank, rented the lot that he later bought, and opened B&B Motors in Grundy, Virginia. As he looks back over the years, what was his most memorable deal? Probably the one where he took in a wheelbarrow, old baby doll crib, 3 iron skillets, a lawnmower, and a dog as a down payment. Now, most of that down payment wound up in the shed out back, but he did give the dog away to an elderly couple, and the customer paid the balance faithfully. I'm pretty sure I saw that on an episode of Pawn Stars. I don't know. But while Billy definitely has a love for the automotive industry, he has a passion for mission work. both in the U.S. and abroad. He's traveled to Haiti, the Dominican Republic, Costa Rica, South Africa, Cuba, and Panama, spreading God's love. At home, he's active in the local Chamber of Commerce and a member of the Better Business Bureau. Congratulations, Billy Mullins, Virginia's State Quality Dealer.
Dealer education is one of the most important things of us being in the car business right now, because there's so many laws, rules, and regulations we have to abide by. And the education at the convention is just fantastic. I mean, the classes are super. They're really to the point.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Chip. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating all of tonight's state quality dealers. We're live at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. We are so close to naming the 2012 National Quality Dealer. We're coming back right after this.
When we return, 2011 Quality Dealer of the Year, Scott Allen, reflects on his year as National Quality Dealer. But first, a word from Experian and Sirius XM Radio.
I see you're still on the fence.
Yeah, they both look good, but how do I know?
Here, maybe this will help.
What's this?
It's an auto-check vehicle history report. It provides the information you need to understand, compare, and select the right vehicle for you.
Wow, thanks. That really does help.
Absolutely.
Take the unknown out of buying pre-owned.
It's hard to call it radio when it's this out of the box.
Listen to that. Man, you know just what to say.
You might be a redneck.
Fox News alert on several dramatic new developments.
Frank Sinatra.
You're a delightful audience. Let's go to Margaritaville, to the 10, to the 5, touchdown!
This is Sirius XM. NIADA dealers give your customers a free trial. Visit SiriusXM.com/NIADA.
Welcome back. We're just mere minutes away from naming our winner. But before we do, I'd like to invite the reigning 2011 National Quality Dealer of the Year to share a few comments and insights from this past year. Ladies and gentlemen, from the great state of Texas, Mr. Scott Allen.
It's been an incredible week here in Las Vegas for all of us, and I'm sure, hasn't it? It's definitely been, It's definitely been an incredible year for me. 21 years ago, I got an opportunity to get into this automobile business. I certainly didn't know what the future would hold, but it's safe to say I never imagined that I would be right here, right now, speaking to you about the amazing year I've just had as your National Quality Dealer of the Year. All those years ago, when I was just getting started in this business, all I was really hoping for was a chance to make a good living, to keep my family close, and to start a business with my father. This year in the spotlight has given me cause for some reflection and some soul searching. I've had an opportunity to look back at where I've come from, and as well where I hope to go with both my business and with my life.
In 2003, when my father passed away, there was no doubt that I found myself looking for a person, an entity, a group, someone or something to help fill that void, that irreplaceable void. Something that could help be a sounding board for my ideas that my father had always been to me. And I'm very happy and proud to say that I found that with my IADAs. And I mean all of them. I mean the NIADA, I mean my Texas independent auto dealers, and I also mean my Fort Worth independent auto dealers in my great city. All of them have played a great role in my success. With the IADAs, I've found friends and confidence that understand the industry. They help me stay focused, profitable, while still enjoying and having fun in the car business. I have many people to thank tonight, but I would like to start by thanking NIADA, Autotrader.com, and NADA for this spectacular event. Education has always been important to me, and attending this conference and others in my state and locally in the past have helped build the foundation for my successful business. Just the other day, I so enjoyed getting to see a couple of my classmates from the CMD class that I attended several years ago. It was a great reunion. I don't know if Randy and Kenny are out there tonight, but what a reunion that was, and what a great experience that was for me. I'm still to this day adding elements that I learned from that process into my business model. Obviously, I didn't get here by myself, and first and foremost, I would like to thank my wife and family for their support, because I could not have done any of this without them. I would like to thank the Texas independent auto dealers for allowing me to represent them in our great state, and I would also like to thank Northwood University for the selecting process. I remember being here last year and thinking what an honor it was and how humbling it was, and it still is. I'd like to thank my staff at Autoland, and I know a lot of you dealers out there know this when I say that most of these people are just our extended family. And lastly, I would like to thank some people that probably never get thanked in a setting like this, our customers, and the other members of our community who keep our dealerships and Autoland in business. Without them, none of the rest of this would matter, because we wouldn't even be here. I know it is somewhat of a tradition for the current quality dealer to offer some sage words of advice to the nominees for this year's award, but I believe I'm going to break from tradition on this one, so you're on your own. But without waxing a little too philosophical, the simple truth is the award is what you make it. There are plenty of people who want a piece of you for good, and sometimes not always the best reasons. But you all are very well equipped to handle that. I know that for a fact, or you wouldn't have made it this far. So my only 2 cents to the winner is enjoy it. It goes by fast. I've had a unique experience this year as I happen to be serving the president of the TIADA during the same period that I was your national quality dealer. I feel so very fortunate to be able to share this award with Texas, as I did a lot of traveling around the state to the different local associations. And it was very much a blessing to share that with them. I feel like I have not just been representing a single dealership, but an entire industry. In closing, I would like to say that my local chapter of the Fort Worth Association has always been my 100 group. My state association with Texas has always been what I call my 1,000 group. And after this, it is a deep honor that I've had this time to represent NIADA, that I now feel part of a 20,000 group. God bless you all. Good luck to you, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Scott, for how you've represented NIADA and your industry. We're live in Las Vegas. We're coming right back with the moment you've all been waiting for right after this message.
Coming up, NIADA CEO Michael Lynn names this year's Quality Dealer of the Year. But first, a word from one of our sponsors, Carfax.
I love the car. Any problems?
Car's clean. 12,000 and it's yours.
Show me the Carfax. Show me the Carfax.
It's for you. Carfax says it wasn't an accident?
No, it's a scratch. 11,000.
It had frame damage.
6,000. What do you got there, a spy cam?
Nope, he's got a Carfax.
Let's go to a Carfax Advantage dealer.
Before you buy a used car, just say, show me the Carfax. Find a Carfax Advantage dealer at Carfax.com.
Welcome back to Las Vegas. This is it. Chip and Mike, if you both would rejoin me here at the podium. At this time, to announce the 2012 National Quality Dealer of the Year, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the CEO of NIADA, Mr. Michael Lynn.
Okay, thank you, Mr. York. Have to adjust everything up here after he leaves. Yeah, get organized. First thing I want to do is, of course, thank the accounting firm of Perry and Stanton. What was that, Brent? Oh. They look like accountants to me. Sponsors. Well, whatever they are, they've had their picture taken, you know, gosh, 30 times. Now me, I just got up here. What about me? You know, me. Thank you. Thank you very much. Paparazzi. Love them. Like robots. Clicky, clicky, clicky. Whatever. And Mr. York, you know, you've been up here on this stage all night long. Call me up here and you see what happens? Got a whole entourage on stage, including a nice-looking lady. How about that? Accountants. Okay, accountants. Well, anyway, you've been getting applause all night. So where's my applause? Thunderous applause. A standing ovation. He's still in training. He'll get it one of these days. I was just told just before coming on stage here just a minute ago that our viewership is just shy of 150,000 people. So, yeah, it's not bad, not bad. And that is a record. We kind of changed things. Of course, a lot of you knew that, you know, coming into this tonight. So obviously that helped. All of our East Coast viewers, welcome. I know last year it was probably like midnight and you'd probably already gone to bed, but obviously you're awake tonight, so that's great. Welcome. Each state quality dealer you've met tonight is obviously very successful in their business. They are leaders in the industry, in their communities, and in standards they set for other dealers to follow. You've heard just a few words about the countless stories of how they are making a difference for those around them in business and in life. In this group of exceptional candidates, however, only one can be named National Quality Dealer of the Year, a difficult decision indeed for Northwood University to make each year. Our Quality Dealer of the Year for 2012 has provided a superior level of service to their customers, the community, and the industry that is beyond reproach. Our dealer this year says his goal each year, or each and every day, is God first, others second, and myself last. Earl Bruce said, in 1979, while coaching the Ohio State Buckeyes, I met a young man playing football with a great passion for doing it the right way. He was always rising to the occasion. It showed that he had really taken to heart the 3 words we wanted all team members to add to their vocabulary, and then some. Because to be successful, you must give more and more, and then some. That attitude has continued to follow him into the automotive industry. In 1989, he opened his first dealership, added a partner in 2008, and added a second location in 2010. Today, he has 46 employees with over 111 years of combined employment with his dealership. His employees say they pride themselves on teamwork, loyalty, ethics, and honesty. One of those employees said, I came to Ohio State in 1977 to play for Coach Woody Hayes. A year later, I met Mike. What impressed me most about him was he never quit. He wasn't the biggest guy on the field, but he was a scrapper. If he got knocked down, he'd get right back up again. It didn't matter how big the other guy was. He didn't know how to quit. I went on to play for the New England Patriots, but everything I remembered loving about football didn't seem to apply in the NFL. I loved to play, would have played for free, but it was clear in the NFL it was all about the money. I got frustrated with the system, went back to Ohio, fell into a rut of different jobs, began to spiral downward, and finally hit bottom. One day I got in touch with Mike. He gave me $200 to go buy some clothes. I began selling cars for him the next day. I quickly learned that at Miracle Motor Mart, they were about doing the right thing, even when it wasn't the most profitable thing to do. The customer comes first. That's why I've been there 15 years. One customer says he has bought the last 9 cars from Miracle Motor Mart, and if you include my extended family, that extends to over 25. And he says, I forgot to mention, I live 100 miles away. Giving back to his community has always been on the top of his list. Supporting youth summer camps, working for his church, distributing food, clothing, toys, medical supplies, and prayer to over 700 families each year. Current OSU coach Urban Meyer said Miracle Motor Mart has been a positive part of the university and football program over the last decade. Each summer, Mike has hired and mentored 2 students as interns at the dealership, providing a positive influence for the students that have worked for him during those summer months. It is both an honor and a privilege to bestow this great award to a well-deserving dealer, member, and automotive professional. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2012 National Quality Dealer of the Year, the co-owner of Miracle Motor Mart in Columbus, Ohio, Michael D'Andrea.
I truly was not expecting this. It is quite an honor. And Scott last year in his opening statement said, "With God, all things are possible." I repeat that and I echo that. I believe an award is really a reflection of the people that have helped the person win the award. An example, those of you who have children, if your child wins a sports award or award for academics, it's usually because the parent has worked extremely hard, or a teacher or a coach behind the scenes to make that person who they are. And I have to say that that is definitely my life. I had two wonderful parents, many siblings, and a lot of friends that have really worked on me throughout my life. And this award truly is a statement more of them than it is of me. Some of the people that I'd like to mention right now, first off, I'd like to mention my partner, Mark Meadows, who's back here with me. Over the past 4 or 5 years that he's been a partner with me, he has doubled our retail sales, he has tripled our wholesale sales, and he has really pushed me to reach out to the community even more so than I was, because he has helped us to grow. And in that growth, you're almost forced to do more. You're almost required to do more. And it's been such a blessing to have somebody like him come along and push me in a special way. But the greatest thing that Mark is to me is he's a great father. Him and his wife Denise of 31 years, who is here also, have 3 beautiful children and recently just had their first grandchild and are so excited about that. Thank you, Mark, and thank you, Denise, for everything. The person who has done the most for me in the last 30 years, in 35 years of our relationship, is my high school sweetheart and my best friend, Faith. Faith has tremendously molded me over the years. If you ever want an honest opinion of yourself, ask your spouse. If you want an honest opinion of yourself, ask your children. Faith and I have 7 children, a son-in-law and a daughter-in-law, and 2 beautiful grandchildren. And I got to tell you, it's just been a wonderful life, and it's because of Faith's total commitment to her family. And I wouldn't be here today and standing before you if I didn't have the wife that I have. Thank you so much, Faith. There's some employees who have been with us a really long time. I'd like to quickly mention them. I have a brother, Jim, that's been the CFO since the company was formed 23 years ago. A brother, Angelo, that's a sales manager for 20 years. And Luther, who was mentioned by Mike here earlier, who is the top salesman since he has been at the dealership for 16 years now. And just to give you an example of what Luther does, last month Luther sold 39 cars. He expects it every month. When he walked in the door, I thought, here's a guy that played college football at the highest level. He played professional football at the highest level. If he would put that work ethic into anything, he's going to be really good. And it did not take him long to do that. He also brought along his cousin, Tony, who has been with us for 15 years now. So not only did we get Luther, but we got his cousin, Tony, and Tony has been the second in sales since he's walked in the door every month. And we currently have about 17 salespeople, so it's quite an honor to have both of them. I'd like to share a story about a lot tech that my partner Mark hired about 4 years ago. And the reason I want to share this story is I want to encourage you to reach out to people in the inner city. This young man came in with a tattoo on his neck, long hair. Mark interviewed him, and Mark is one of the most conservative people I know. I was really surprised when he said, you ought to meet him. I really want to hire him as a lot tech. And I said, Mark, you know, we're in retail sales. You know, people are going to see, you know, the tattoo on his neck and his long hair. He said, just interview him. So I did, and I agreed with Mark, and we hired him. The kid was an outstanding employee for 3 years. About 8 months ago, things spiraled downward, and he left us. About 4 months ago, he came back. And not long after he came back, he sat down with me, and he shared what had gone on in his life. He had moved in with his father for the first time in his life. He never met and never knew his father, but he wanted to know his father and wanted to live with him. And he found out, not long after moving in, that his father was addicted to crack cocaine. He's now 22 years old. This is the man who really wants to love. And so he decides, now I want to try to change him. I really want to help my dad. Well, he couldn't. And he came to the realization that I've got to move out. I've got to go restabilize my life. And I want you to know, Mark, your commitment to hire that young man, and he came back to us about 3 months ago or 4 months ago, and he's doing a good job again, and he's got his life back together. But your commitment to reach out to somebody was a big deal to that man's life. And I want to encourage you to do that out here as well. Scott, you said that you weren't going to throw out some encouraging things. I want to throw out some encouraging things to you guys tonight. One is, your competition is not your enemy. Your competition out there is your friend. And I think that's what you find when you come here and you come to the different meetings that you go to with NIADA, whether it be in Ohio or whatever state you're in or here for the national convention. We are your friends. An example of that for me in my own personal life of reaching out to a competition, we all study who's doing well in our town. I was studying who was doing well in Columbus, Ohio, and I went to this gentleman who was the general manager of a large Chevy store in the inner city for 16 years, selling about 280 used cars consistently every month. And his job as a GM was not running the store, but basically running the used car department, because that was where their biggest profit margin was, in the used car department, and that's where they were doing the best. So I would sit down with him, this is about 15 years ago, and ask him, what are you doing? What types of cars are you selling? What types of lenders do you have? And I would try to follow some of the successful people. And believe it or not, he would sit down there and share anything I would ask him. And I want you to know, we're the same way with dealers in our city. We feel like that's the least we could do, is give back to the community, give back to people who really want to know. We're glad to share it. But that gentleman currently is the general manager for both of our stores. Mark and I were able to hire him about a year ago, and he's doing a phenomenal job. Support local auctions. That's another thing I would encourage. I would also encourage you to support local independent auctions, because we need competition. We don't want the big ones to get to gobble up the smaller ones. Let us support all of them, but don't forget the independents. We're all independents here, so we want to do that. Support your state association. Jim Mitchell in Ohio and Christine, his assistant, worked tirelessly for the dealers. Over the last 3 years, it has doubled in size in the state of Ohio because of their hard work and their great board. So definitely support them. If we could all go out and get 2 new members next year, how much better our board, our state is going to be in encouraging other dealers to succeed. I would encourage you all to close on Sundays and holidays if you're not already. The reason why is the stability of your employee really measures how well your company's going to do. You want employees that want to spend time with God and their family. And giving them Sundays and holidays off gives them the opportunity to do those 2 things. So I definitely encourage that. I'm proud of NIADA's commitment to encourage dealers to make a difference in their community. We have all been given a great gift of self-employment and being in a free country. There's a group called Run the Race Club in Columbus, Ohio. I want to share a little bit about the woman who started it because she's a friend of my wife and I, and we've known her for 25 years. 12 years ago, her son, who was in college, was taken out of his apartment with his roommate out of random anger, taken into a vehicle 100 miles away, and shot and killed at the top of a hill for no reason. It was a random reason. They found the people that did it a week later. They were on drugs. There was 2 of them. And 2 years later, she decided to start Run the Race Club. This was one of her only 2 children that died. And Run the Race Club is in the inner city in Columbus, Ohio. And what they do is they minister to at-risk youth in the inner city. She's been doing this for 10 years. We're proud to be a part of that. And a story that I want to share over this past weekend, Monday, somebody that I know him and 2 other people took 14, 12 to 15-year-old boys on a 3-day camp and fishing expedition over the weekend. And he was returning one of the vehicles that we had loaned him. And he was thanking me. Here's a young man that volunteered 3 of his days, and 2 of his friends did the same thing. He's thanking me for a simple act of allowing him to use a van to take kids on a camp and a fishing trip. Those are the real heroes. You know, we just have some gifts that we could share with people, but the real heroes are the people out there doing the work and ministering to these people, and we need to encourage them. And it was so encouraging for me to hear him just be so thankful for a simple act of kindness. In conclusion, in the past, I would just like to say, dealers, let us all work together. We have a great responsibility with all these gifts that we have been given. Let us share them with our friends, our family, and our community, and continue to be good representatives for NIADA over our lifetime. Thank you all, and I'm very honored by this award.
We're live at Caesar's Palace. We are not finished yet. We're all in. There's still one more card to be played, so don't go away. We'll be right back.
Tonight's award ceremonies are coming to a close. But first, another word from Carfax.
I love the car. Any problems? Car's clean. $12,000 and it's yours.
Show me the Carfax. Show me the Carfax.
It's for you. Carfax says it wasn't an accident?
No, it's a scratch. $11,000.
It had frame damage.
$6,000. What do you got there, a spy cam?
Nope, he's got a Carfax.
Let's go to a Carfax Advantage dealer.
Before you buy a used car, just say, show me the Carfax. Find a Carfax Advantage dealer at Carfax.com.
It's been a great week here in Las Vegas. A big thanks to all of our sponsors, everyone here in our live audience, and all of you watching our broadcast all across the World Wide Web. To all of our inspiring nominees, job well done, and congratulations to Michael D'Andrea of Ohio, our 2012 NIADA National Quality Dealer of the Year. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host, Michael York, wishing you a winning season and a championship finish to 2012 from Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas. Good night, everybody.